for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Like the video as you guys come in. We're going to talk hot topics, trending topics, and we're going to talk about Turning Point. It's being reported that Turning Point wanted Candace Owens to come there and speak. And the reason being because Candace said anytime, any place. So they took her up on that. But then she said, I don't want to come there. I don't want to have to bring my whole team there. I'd rather live stream it. Okay, remember that. So then they said, okay, move on without you. Well, Candace was like, well, I could live stream from my home. Why do I have to come there? You got to watch the play. Allow me a few minutes to get into my system, do my disclaimer. We're going to talk Candace Turning Point and what's happening. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes. It's not just about Candace and Turning Point. There's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scene. But I'm going to go ahead and do my disclaimer because we need to have a discussion about what Candace said. Because she had said if Turning Point would have called me, they could have gotten more assistance with when Erika did her interviews. Candace had said something very interesting. Turning Point should have hired me. I could have helped them with. It's kind of like she said she could have helped with them with their PR because Candace also spoke on how Erika interviews, they were preempted questions, they preempted everything. And I thought it was kind of weird how Erika was turned a certain way and it looks like she was reading something. So when Candace said they should have hired me to help them, it was very interesting because will Turning Point want to hire Candace? We're going to get into it. I told y'all my page is a little different. I see stuff, I hear stuff. I'm not stupid. There's a lot of people talking about Candace as well. There's a lot of people talking about Erika. So let me go ahead and do my disclaimer, and then we're going to get into these clips. All comments are alleged, period. Hold on one second. Let me do my disclaimer, y'all. Because what's going to be very interesting, people are not listening really to Turning Point. They're listening to Candace. And people are kind of calling Erika out once again. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, come on. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged and our opinion and for entertainment purposes only. I'm about to play these clips for you guys. I just had to do my disclaimer. We're about to do these clips. Did that pop up? Hold on one second. Let's see. Okay, so let's listen to these clips, but I got to get this disclaimer up. Hold on one second. Here, I'll play this. I'll play this so at least you guys can hear. Because you got to watch the play. People are talking about Erika, and people are also talking about Candace. Let me go ahead and play this for y'all.
Speaking privately with podcast host Candace Owens later today about theories surrounding her husband's murder. Owens has publicly speculated that the man who authorities arrested in Charlie Kirk's assassination was not the actual culprit. It's something Erika addressed last week.
When you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode, going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no, my message to them is to stop.
Erika Kirk confirming the meeting on X, saying they agreed to have a private in-person discussion and that all other public discussions about the topic will be on hold until the two meet together. Erika Kirk.
So Erika Kirk is telling people that all things are going to be, their meeting's going to be private. No more discussions and emails until, yeah, I feel the same way. They're done. They're done. Stick a fork in them. People are not believing what happened. People are concerned about what happened. People are talking about If Charlie had concerns of unwelcoming comments, how is it that she didn't know? And why is she not addressing it? Because Candace said Charlie was concerned. Erika is basically saying he didn't send no message the day before. But did you know whether or not he had unwelcoming comments? It's almost like she don't want to address it. Why would you not address it? And she did say that there was constant concerns prior to, and that's something that they always dealt with. But why is it that she's trying to make Candace look like a liar? We've talked about this before. His team should have did more to protect him. There should have been more of a police presence, and there should have been drones. There should have been an ambulance close by. There were so many concerns that day. It's just not making no sense. It's not making no sense. People are calling Candace out, not just because of this turning point stuff. They're calling Candace out as well on other stuff. There's a lot going on, y'all. There's a lot. And this is the biggest thing, because I want people to hear this. There's about 130 in the building. I'm wondering if TP Turning Point is going to try and switch Candace to make her stop talking and come on their side. Because Candace said they should have hired me to help them with their PR. I'm wondering if Turning Point is losing so much money, but she's trying to gain money by selling this book. I'm wondering if Turning Point want Candace to come on their side, and they'll pay her to help with their PR or their conversations, because Candace has been calling out Erika as well in regards to her interviews, what she's been saying, because everybody, check this out, everybody, check this out. Many people are calling Erika out because they're saying she forgave the person that took her husband out, but she mad at Candace. Where they do that at? Many people are calling Erika out for forgiving him, but bad for Candace for investigate if there was more than one. Many people are saying that's not making no sense. You cried and forgave that man on TV at the service, but you big mad at Candace for looking into X, Y, and Z. Many people are calling out Erika in regards to her tears, in regards to her conversation, in regards to the Erika stare. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, y'all. And you really got to watch the play. What do I mean by that? There's a lot going on with Turning Point. And then I think there was some kind of post that talked about that they're going to try and put different chapters in more schools. More schools don't need more chapters, because if they're not blessing those colleges with programs or community service, you're just going to debate those colleges to turn in what your beliefs are? Are they assisting those campuses in regards to community service stuff? It seems like they're just doing debate stuff and they're pocketing that money. Candace is making money hand over fist. Turning Point has been making money hand over fist. I got to get this disclaimer up. Hold on one second. It didn't go through and I don't know why. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm telling y'all, something in the milk ain't clean. They're about to have a private conversation. Because remember, everybody was telling Candace, don't go. If those were the last people that saw Charlie Kirk on the live, RIP to Charlie Kirk, this page, I don't like that he passed. But if he had concerns, his team should have did more to protect him. He should have been in the building overhead. If you guys look at the campus, he could have been speaking building, and those students still could have saw him. Why didn't they have him in the building overhead where he was sitting? There's a lot of stuff that's not making no sense. But let me get this disclaimer out because it didn't work. All comments are alleged, period. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged. This is the biggest thing. If he was getting unwelcoming comments, why didn't he even do a projector into that campus? It's not making no sense. It's not making any sense. People are calling out Candace. People are calling out Erika. People are calling out RIP to Charlie Kirk. But people are bringing up his old clips of what Charlie Kirk said in the past. And then Erika said, I don't want you guys to take a few clips to shame or shade my husband. We're going to get into more clips because people are coming in. This is the biggest thing. I'm wondering, because you got to realize this, y'all. People are listening to Candace and not Turning Point. People are listening to Candace and not Turning Point. They want to shift that. I told y'all this too. Turning Point views are down. Turning Point views are down. They wanted Candace to come over there to help with their algorithm, to put them back into the algorithm. Yes, they do. They want her to come over there, help get them back into the algorithm, because why are people listening to Candace and not Turning Point? They were the ones that were there. They were the ones that was around him. People are not wanting to listen to them because people were investigating and looking into Turning Point in a lot of ways. People have talked about their finances. People have talked about Erika. People have talked about her past. I'm now hearing that there's a whole TikTok situation going on, and people are doing deep dives into Erika. The old videos, the date, RIP to Charlie Kirk, the date and when she was in that video. If y'all really know, then y'all know. I'm telling y'all, I'm wondering if they want to switch Candace on their side so they'll get the views, they'll get those donors back, because you got to realize they have a lot of donors. And if donors are mad, the Turning Point are losing the people and losing in regards to, they see that people are paying attention to Candace. Candace is getting millions of views per day, almost 2 million in 2 to 3 days. Why are people not listening to Turning Point? Because people are side-eyeing Turning Point finances, Turning Point people. People are being questioned in regards to the morals of alleged Turning Point. There's a lot going on. People are questioning the morals. And this is the biggest thing. Every interview that Erika does, people are almost disliking her more. Have y'all noticed that? She is the CEO. People are doing deep dives in regards to Turning Point, and they're losing the people, and they don't like that. So what do they want to do? Pull the person that's making the biggest ruffle. Because think about it. Everybody's like, how you going to forgive the guy that took your husband out? But then you big mad at Candace. Big mad at Candace. And then she's telling Candace and other people to stop. Who tells people to stop investigating if there was more than one person? RIP to Charlie Kirk. RIP to Charlie Kirk. Who tells people to stop investigating about your husband? You telling people to stop. But then she did say every tip she gets, she gives to the police. But why are people listening to Turning Point when they're listening to Candace? They wanted Candace over there to help with their views, get them back in the algorithm, and get them back on their side. I'm wondering if, and I don't know, Candace, will Candace flip this week, next week? She on vacation. Y'all got to remember, she's not coming back for a while. Candace is not coming back for a while. She's on the holiday vacation. When she comes back, is Turning Point going to try and hire her, put money in her pocket to try and help them in the future? Because you got to realize, people, and this is the biggest thing too, people want Candace to start showing more receipts. There's a few people that have Candace back. Tucker Carlson and Jimmy. There's a guy named Jimmy. He has a podcast. Other people are kind of on Candace's side saying XYZ, what's going on with the planes, what's going on with messages, because you got to remember, Erika has said she don't recall the message the day before, and alleged Erika said she has Charlie's phone. So she's trying to make Candace look like a liar and other people. But check this out, y'all. Also, yes, Jimmy. Also, there's Turning Point employees are also telling stories that's very similar to Candace. Have y'all noticed that? Some of the stories that Candace is saying, Charlie Kirk team is saying the same thing. That's very interesting. And it's almost like they're not talking with each other. Candace has debunked a lot of their lies that they've said, that they've told. Oh, this person was covered in XYZ. When they were on the phone, hiding behind the building, and they were walking off. The pastors are being called out. Erika's being called out. Candace, Candace is being called out in regards to her and her husband. Y'all don't know about that, do y'all? Candace and her husband's being called out because didn't I'm not gonna go there. Y'all can look that up. Y'all, Candace being called out too, y'all. I'm telling y'all, people are talking about Candace as well and her husband. Y'all gotta go look that up. Yesterday, my mouth dropped because you gotta go look up. I'll tell y'all what, go look it up. This is what I need y'all to do. Candace Owens sat down with her husband. Candace Owens sat down with her husband. They did an interview, and they were talking about the Tate brother, and if allegedly the Tate brother has something on them. Go look it up. Go look up Candace Owens sits down with her husband in an interview, and they were talking about the Tate brother, if the Tate brother has something on Candace's husband. Baby, do a deep dive. Erika's being talked about, and so is Candace on the side. Y'all don't know. People, and then people are saying Candace wants to distract because this is my biggest thing. Isn't Candace husband, wasn't he a part of Turning Point UK? So when Candace talks about the organization, she allegedly might be getting intel from Turning Point USA people, UK people. Candace might be getting information from Turning Point UK people because I don't know, can't confirm or deny. I don't know if Candace's husband is still a part of Turning Point UK, but they were making big money. Go look up Wolf. He was a guy that talked about the audits. Turning Points is getting questioned about their finances, audits. Some of the audits did turn up. See, this is why you sometimes got to be patient. The audits did turn up, but Charlie Kirk was questioning certain things before he passed. Yes, he was. Charlie Kirk was questioning things before he passed. The employees are being questioned in regards to their morals. The employees are being questioned what they do with the younger alleged Turning Point new students out of high school. If y'all haven't checked that out, go check out. Turning Point likes to get high schoolers kind of fresh out of college. There are ex-employees that's talking about Turning Point. There is so much going on. This is my biggest thing because you guys are just not coming in. I'm wondering if Turning Point wants Candace on their side to switch the narrative back on them versus being on Candace. Candace is getting millions of views and Turning Point is not. Let's continue. Here's the video.
Says she will be speaking privately with podcast host
Good morning.
today about theories surrounding her husband's murder. Owens has publicly speculated that the man who authorities arrested in Charlie Kirk's assassination was not the actual culprit. It's something Erika.
I can't confirm or deny if he's the corporate or if he's the only corporate. Good morning. Thanks for being here, y'all.
Rest last week.
When you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode.
Who's making hundreds of thousands of dollars every episode? Turning Point's not. Erika's new team, they're not making that. People are not watching Turning Point. Not much.
Going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this.
Many people feel that they don't trust. It's the eyes, it's the conversation. You forgave. You allegedly felt that you should post at the service. You forgave the person that took your husband out, but you big mad at Candace for trying to investigate every situation. Every situation. And go back and listen to the people that work with Charlie Kirk. Go back and listen to that whole interview with that security guy and what he said. He talked about the drones. And then the other man said, we had drones flying over, alleged, either before Charlie got there or after Charlie got there. Erika's team is speaking, and Erika's team is saying one thing, and Erika's saying another. Baby, where they do that at? Erika's saying one thing, and her team is saying, yes, that Romania stuff, baby. People are questioning Turning Point. as they should. People are looking into Turning Point as they should. I don't know our organization. I didn't even really know who Charlie Kirk was before his passing. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. I didn't know who Turning Point was. I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was. Even though he helped and assist that man get into office, this is the other thing. Charlie Kirk got big friends. He had big friends. He had Donald Trump. He was cool with the Trump sons. He was cool with J.D. Vance. Why didn't they step in and help more in regards to this man getting unwelcoming comments? Why didn't the big friends that he had, look at all those people that were at that service. Why didn't y'all help him in his time of need? Big old service. But nobody helped him if he was getting unwelcoming comments. Why not get him special security through the government? The FBI want to help after he's gone? Why didn't they help him when he was still here? Yeah, this person said, we know why. Exactly. He helped get that man in office, but y'all couldn't help him stay here. Something don't smell right in the milk. Something is not right, y'all. I'm telling y'all, something's not right. Something's not right. And then people say, Erika had that big old smile on her face. But as soon as that lady mentions Candace's name, you see how her eyes changed? Let's play the rest of this clip. I'm going to play a few clips for y'all.
No, my message to them is to stop.
Erika, Kirk confirming the meeting on X, saying they agreed to have a private in-person discussion and that all other public discussions about the topic will be on hold.
How's she going to tell all other private conversations going to be on hold? She can't tell Candace not to say nothing else, but she's trying to. She's trying to tell all other conversations are going to be on hold. She's trying to control Candace, and I'm wondering if Candace is going to let her.
Agreed to have a private in-person discussion and that all other public discussions about the topic will be on hold until the two meet together.
It do look sketchy. Erika wants to control Candace. Erika wants to control Candace. Candace has said they should have hired me. This was last week. Go check it out. Candace has said they should have hired me to help with their PR because right now things are not going well. Next clip.
I'm nervous that there could be, they'll say we can't find a fair jury. Like they're going to taint the jury pool. And in that case,
those eyes are something else. There's about 693 in the building. Please hit subscribe, y'all. Please hit subscribe. We're trying to hit 50K. If all 693 subscribe, we'll almost be at 50K. Please subscribe. Let's continue. This is Erika talking about trying to find a proper jury.
Jury, like they're going to taint the jury pool. And in that case,
that's how widespread you think these conspiracies have gone.
Yes, that's how mainstream they become. Okay, Egyptian planes.
You want to talk
that
about
one?
Egyptian planes?
Okay, I was pregnant for 90% of those trips. Mind you, I've never, all those places they said I've traveled, I've never been. I mean, I've been, but I'm not within those states that they've.
But you even said you need to.
No, but this is, yeah, but I do on that one. Only because, from a humor standpoint, I intentionally, when I was pregnant, hid. Not because I was embarrassed, not because I didn't want anyone. Yes, we did keep it very private. But because it was a moment very sacred. I was growing a human inside of me, my baby. The world that Charlie and I live in is very toxic at times.
Yeah.
And when you are growing a beautiful child in you, I don't want to be around it. I want to enjoy.
Why is things toxic in what they're doing and talking about? Don't that bring red flags? Why are y'all going to colleges to try and force people in what y'all believe? Why can't y'all speak to people and what they believe? Do y'all ever look at the videos and how it's almost like Charlie Kirk knew everything and he shade you and demean you and make you want to think about what he's thinking about, like he is superior. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. But they go, when you listen to some of them going on campuses, y'all should look at some of the videos in regards to Charlie Kirk and Candace trying to force people in their beliefs, trying to force and shade them. Oh, just because you're educated doesn't mean that you're smarter than me. And y'all should go look up those videos. The things, RIP to Charlie Kirk, I'll keep saying it because I don't want people to think in my chat I'm being disrespectful. This man did not deserve to pass. Why didn't the American people, all the friends he had, why didn't they protect him more? Why didn't they protect him more? Go back. This is the other thing, you guys. Go look it up. It's insane. Go look up the video in regards to Charlie Kirk talked to that college before he went there. Charlie Kirk did a live and he was talking to the Utah school in regard to they had protests or they had some time a petition going on. Charlie Kirk talked to the school before he got there. Go look it up. I don't know if that video is still there. I did a short clip regarding it and I screenshotted it. Charlie Kirk spoke with the Utah school about them not wanting him there. Why go? If you're getting unwelcoming comments, why go? And remember, they had told him, I think they wanted to be in the building, but then they recommended him not to be in the building. Go look it up. Why wasn't there's a bag check? Why wasn't he inside the building? There was inside the building right where the kids could still see him. If you really look at it. Oh, people care because there's a lot going on. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Eating my In-N-Out burger and my hot fudge sundae. That's what I want to do. I'm pregnant and I have 9 months to own it. You really think I'm going to be on an Egyptian plane while I'm wanting to be with my In-N-Out burger and my chocolate milkshake? No, I'm not. So if you want to go through my flight log, go right ahead. It's very boring. You say I was here on this date. I have a photo in my phone to prove that I actually was in the hospital because I was having contractions. So game on.
And it's not even about the flight logs. It's like, why would you want to stop people investigating who allegedly took the husband out? She forgave the man, she says she forgave the man who took her husband out, but she mad at people investigating, did he work alone? She told people to stop investigating that. Why would she do that? Next clip. Hold on. Next clip.
My husband challenged ideas. He had people come to the front of the line who did not agree with him. He would put the mic down and listen to what they had to say. And
Really?
if people heckled them in the crowd, he would say, "You guys stop. This takes a lot to come up to the front of the line and to the mic and to talk." He would give them a chance.
What do you think the likelihood is that this Luigi Mangione thing simply isn't a legal trial? It's just a cultural trial.
I think there's an absolute likelihood of that happening. So you are not only fighting against the evidence in a courtroom, but you are fighting against what's happening outside.
You've reduced this holiday into its secular materialistic trappings, and it's still going on, the war on Christmas.
People want to see a nativity scene. People want to feel something. And there is nothing that makes you feel as deeply as the birth of a miracle.
So people are questioning Turning Point. So this is the biggest thing. Erika sees that she's getting a lot of backlash, trying to promote the book. I'm now hearing she is talking about the court case. But Erika's getting a lot of backlash. Erika's getting a lot of backlash. Do you think they're going to try and get Candace to turn? Do you? Yes, RIP to Charlie Kirk. He did not deserve to pass away. There's a lot of evil people out there. RIP to Charlie Kirk. He did not deserve to pass away. I didn't believe in a lot of things he thought. He felt he was a father. He was a husband. Why didn't his security team do more, protect him better? He has big friends in high places. If he's getting unwelcoming comments, why didn't they help him figure out how to protect him more? Why did he go in protective custody until they figured out who these people are? There's a lot going on. He had friends in big high places. Why didn't they help him more? But then they show up. They show up big to his service. But y'all don't show up when he's here. All those big people showed up to his service, but y'all didn't help him when he was here. Y'all didn't help figure out ways to protect him while he was here. Y'all show up after he's been taken out. What? No. What are people thinking about? I told you, my page is different. I look at all scenarios. I can't hear everything. I can't see everything, but I question that. And if he was questioning money and where some of the money for the organization was going, and he asked for another audit, and then allegedly allege. They're saying that extra audit Charlie Kirk asked for, they're not going to move forward with it. Hello, what? If people are allegedly taking and stealing the money from the organization, why would you not want to move forward with the things he have in place? So this is the biggest thing. Erika wants this conversation to be private because, see, Candace ain't playing. Candace ain't playing. They know that Candace is going to ask about the finances. Is that audit moving forward? She going to ask about the messages. She going to ask about everything. With Candace, Erika probably can't handle the conversation with Candace because she not going to allow her to have the question. She's not going to give her the questions. She going to say, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about the employees you have working for you? Because that's going to be a problem. And some people may not know. Some of the alleged Turning Point employees are being questioned. Their morals are being questioned, and they've had alleged issues with the police. Erika could not handle an interview right now at this current state. Erika couldn't handle an interview with Candace because Candace gonna bring those many questions, because you got to figure sometimes Candace has debunked some of their lies. Candace has debunked some of their lies, whether she had to bring out a receipt, whether Erika's team even agreed with Candace, not even knowing they were agreeing with Candace. And then Erika would say XYZ. And then there's proof that this is what it really is. Sometimes Candace will hold a receipt until they try and make her look bad, and then she'll show the receipt. Have y'all noticed that too? Sometimes Candace will hold a receipt until they try and make her look bad, and then she pops out with the receipt. This is the other thing I need y'all to realize. They were cool talking with Candace in the beginning for maybe about a week, but then they seen that Candace was shifting, doing deeper dives in regards to Turning Point, in regards to their finances, in regards to what was going on, in regards to messages. They stopped talking to her probably after a week. They were like, oh my goodness, people are not listening to us. They're listening to Candace. They're listening to Candace. They're not even tuning in. Go watch the views in regards to RIP to Charlie Kirk. Go watch the views on what Charlie Kirk views were. And go watch the views that Turning Point's getting now. People are tuning into Candace to look into Turning Point and all that's going on. Erika wants to put a stop to that. Remember, Candace is on a break for the holiday. I want to put an eye on if Candace is going to shift, if Candace is going to change, or if Candace is going to stop. Because if Candace stops investigating what other topics, she was doing well before R.A.P. Charlie Kirk. She was doing well before Charlie Kirk passing. She's getting more views now, though. Candace allegedly right now is being reported that she's the top YouTuber or podcaster. She's a top podcaster. She's getting more views than most. People want to know what she knows, what she heard, and what's going on. She wants to know what's going on. Why would she tell people to stop investigating? Why would she tell them to stop? You got to realize, you got to look at the bigger picture. There's a lot going on. And a lot of times, celebrities or famous people will do distraction stuff. They'll put up, now really, many people are saying, and I don't know because I've never really listened to Charlie, but I've saw different videos and I posted different videos. Do anybody realize or recognize, did he ever talk about that book before he passed? Did he ever talk about he's writing a book? He's about to put out a book. He's going to release a book before he passed? Let's continue. Next clip.
This book is very personal to me because these are Charlie's last words. And I feel like they were almost directed to me. And he's basically saying, stop.
And maybe he did. Maybe he did. Because you got to realize, I don't know everything. And I ain't trying to know everything. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. But there's a lot going on. Maybe he did speak about the book. And maybe she's putting out the book. Because you figure they want more attention on their side. And I hope it's not true that they're going to put different chapters in these schools. Unless it's a blessing, unless they're helping the community, unless they're helping those students, why are y'all just going over there to debate these students to believe what y'all believe?
The world does not revolve around you. You need a moment to breathe. You need a moment to recalibrate. If you are so filled with busyness and the noise, the Lord cannot use you. So please rest, be with the Lord, be with your.
I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. This is my page. This is my page. I can do whatever I want. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. But people are questioning Erika, and people are questioning Candace. And now she wants to have a private meeting with Candace. And Candace said, Turning Point should have hired me to help with their PR. So I'm wondering if Candace is going to switch and start helping Turning Point for a check. For a check. I can question whatever I want to question on my page. They want to have a private conversation. She wants to shut Candace up. Because Candace is doing deep dives in regards to Turning Point employees, in regards to their finances. She want to shut her up. They want the money. Turning Point want the money. They don't want money in Candace's in pocket.
My husband.
I'm nervous that there could be.
Erika Kirk says
Listen
she
to
will be
this.
speaking privately with podcast host Candace Owens later today about theories surrounding her husband's murder. Owens has publicly speculated that the man who authorities arrested in Charlie Kirk's assassination.
I don't think Candace will sell out either, but we got to question it because Candace said, not me, Candace said, Turning Point should have hired me to help with their PR. I wonder if they're going to take her up on it and maybe lighten of what she's talking about. I hope she don't flip, but that's something we got to put out because people are saying, how could Erika forgive the alleged person that took her husband out? She big mad at Candace for looking into. They don't want people to keep doing a deep dive in regards to Turning Point. That's why she's doing these interviews.
Nation was not the actual culprit. It's something Erika addressed last week.
When you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode, going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no, my message to them is to stop.
Her message is for them to stop. People have been questioning Charlie Kirk's security after he passed. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. People have been questioning Charlie Kirk's security after he passed. It's being alleged, Erika allegedly is still using some of those same people. If my husband was taken out, I'm about to clean house because y'all didn't protect him properly. People are questioning and allege. I've seen videos of her still utilizing some of the people. This is the other thing. Catch this tea. One of the people was on the website. Catch this tea, catch this tea. One of the people that were on the website is no longer on the website. He's no longer there. But if my husband was taken out, I'm not going to keep the same security. I'm about to clean house. How much did she know? Go back 2 months ago. Erika says she know everything. Remember that? Erika was asked, how much does she know? And Erika said, I know everything. I know everything that's going on. So there's a lot going on. Erika wants this conversation to be private. Okay. Hold on 1 second. So I hope Candace don't switch. I hope Candace don't change in regards to her doing deep dives. But you got to think about it. This is a big organization. They have a lot of donors. They're getting a lot of money, and these pockets are being filled. They got big mad if other people are investigating, if other people are making money. And now she's promoting a book. Let's continue with this clip.
Kirk confirming the meeting on X, saying they agreed to have a private in-person discussion and that all other public discussions about the topic will.
She wants all private conversation. She wants all topics about this to stop.
Erika, Kirk confirming the meeting on X, saying they agreed to have a private in-person discussion and that all other public discussions about the topic will be on hold until the two meet together.
How could she tell Candace, put everything else on hold until we speak? So today's the 15th, right? So they're supposed to speak today. You got to remember, I told you my page is a little different. And I listen to a lot of stuff that's being talked about Erika. I listen to a lot of stuff that's being talked about Candace and her husband. They wanted Candace to come over there on their live stream. And aren't they having some kind of big event? Because they wanted to sell tickets as well. They wanted to sell tickets in regards to Candace being there. Candace is getting views. Candace is being talked about. They wanted Candace to come over to their podcast so they could help get them back into the algorithm, period. But you can't have me come over there. Y'all was the last people that saw my husband alive. Why would I come near y'all? Y'all couldn't even protect him. Why would I come near y'all by y'all want to be near you by you? You didn't even protect him. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk, because don't come on my page thinking. Why would I want to come over there, help you with your viewership, be near y'all by y'all, and y'all couldn't even protect him? Watch the play. Let's see what happens after this meeting. Will Candace change? Will she calm down? Will she continue to investigate? What really happened that day? This is the other thing that Candace talked about. Clock this. She talked about people stopping at the traffic light and people moving forward through the traffic light. She talked about that last week. Either Candace was in a brown turtleneck or she was in a white turtleneck. Y'all know there's certain things I can't say. So you got to really think about what I'm saying. She talked about traffic lights. So, oh my goodness. Turning Point was like, oh my goodness, you can't talk about traffic lights. They started panicking when she started talking about those traffic lights last week. Go look it up. Candace was either in a brown turtleneck or she was in a white turtleneck and she started talking about traffic lights. They started panicking. Let me get on this trail and sell this book. Because whenever you start talking about a traffic light moving or going forward, that's when a team will start panicking. Yes. Yep. That's when they started panicking, baby. So not only is she getting the viewerships, she's also started to talk about traffic lighting. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I got to be careful for YouTube purposes. That's when they started saying, oh no, you can't do that. You can't start talking about that. Because when I'm trying to figure out when Candace Owens' husband stopped working for Turning Point UK. I don't know if that's chapter still moving forward. And some of the stuff, I don't care about Turning Point that big. I'm just telling y'all, there's concerns. The employees' morals are being questioned. Some of the ex-employees are speaking out about the morals and how they treat people. And the Turning Point USA employees are under big NDAs. So some of them can't speak. Some of those Turning Point US employees are under NDAs. Go look up. Ex-employees are speaking out. Jaw dropping. They have to be very careful what they say. Erika didn't like that either. So you're talking about the moving forward traffic lights, and then ex-employees are speaking out. I'm wondering if Turning Point gonna start suing those people, ex-employees. There's a lot going on in regards to ex-employees speaking out. So let me play this clip again. Erika wants Candace to shut up. Turning Point wishes they had the viewership that Candace has. Turning Point wishes they had the viewership that Candace has. They don't have it. Go look at the views of what Charlie was getting. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. And many people be like forget him. I'm not going to say that. People don't deserve to pass away. Period. People do not deserve to pass away. That's why I keep saying RIP to Charlie Kirk. He had big friends in big high places. They should have helped him better. If he was getting unwelcoming comments, messages, and threats, those people in big high places should have protected him more. I keep saying it because there's new people coming out. But y'all gonna go, y'all, all those big people are gonna be at his service. Y'all should have protected him more. Period. Period. They should have protected him more. But then they're at his service. But they're at his service. Many people questioned Erika in regards to her tears, in regards to her outfits. Many people are questioning her eyes and how she look at people. Many people are questioning her pageant days, who she knew before the pageant days, the organization she was a part of. How is it that Charlie Kirk, RIP to Charlie Kirk, how is it that Charlie Kirk didn't look more into her though before he married her? People are also questioning Candace Owen and who she married. Go do a deep dive in regards to Candace and who she married. 9 months ago, I saw a video. I didn't know. People were questioning Candace's husband. I was like, what? There was a man that made comments about Candace's husband. Go look it up. There's a lot going on. And at first, I said to myself, that podcaster that talked about Candace's husband, I'm wondering if he know about XYZ. Then I saw a video from 9 months ago. He knew about X, Y, and Z. I can't confirm or deny if people are calling out Candace's husband and why they calling out Candace's husband and the allegations that they making about Candace's husband. But I'm seeing a lot of stuff that people are talking about Candace and Candace's husband and his family. A lot going on, y'all. This weekend, I was like, what? What are we talking about here? So not only are people talking about Turning Point, people are talking about Candace. Okay. Sometimes on my page, I tell y'all, go look at different videos. Y'all gonna have to investigate how I investigate because this is the one thing I'm concerned about. Y'all may go on somebody's page and y'all may not get them. So some of these YouTuber bloggers, some of the podcasters, they're very interesting people, but they bring receipts. They bring receipts. And I don't want to tell you about the 2 pages because some of them are really hyped. Some of them are very interesting, but then they bring receipts. And that's why I go over there and I listen. So sometimes I'll tell y'all where to go, where to listen. But some of these people are very interesting, but they brought receipts. When that man called out Candace's husband, he showed a message. And that's all I'll say. So there's a lot going on. Ooh, there's so much going on. There's so much going on. And is it a distraction from the Epstein stuff? There's about 498 in the building. Please hit subscribe, y'all. I'm trying to hit 50K by next month. So when Candace has this message, please hit subscribe and turn on notification. When Candace has this message, why does Erika want it to be private? Because you know what? Candace won't play with her. Have y'all ever looked at an interview and you'd be like, why not cover this? Why not question this? Why not ask this? Why not ask about the Turning Point employees? Why not ask about the audits? She don't want to do it public because she know Candace will ask about all that she don't want to talk about. So it has to be private. It has to be private. This meeting between Erika and Candace has to be private because Candace will give her the biz IE. Remember how Candace said, oh my goodness, if Erika shows up on the live, I want to be there. She kind of changed her mind when she found out Erika might be on that live. Candace kind of changed her mind when she found out Erika might be on that live. This is the other thing. Erika has said, Candace has lied about a lot. How do we not know Turning Point don't want to serve her papers? And how do we not know that they don't want to sue Candace? But they may not want to sue Candace because they don't know all the receipts she do have. She don't always show the receipts. How do we not know that they don't want to serve her papers to try and sue her? How do we know? We don't know. We don't know. But they definitely wanted her there for that live stream to help with get them back in the algorithm and to help with their views. They wanted Candace over there to help with the algorithm, get their viewership up, because people are listening to Candace and they're not listening to Turning Point. And this is the biggest thing. Go look at when Charlie Kirk, ex-friends, ex-people speak out. Then Erika will say something different than what they said. A lot of that's happening too. Sometimes when Erika speaks out, some of Charlie Kirk's ex-friends will speak out and they'll side with Candace, not knowing, because they're not watching everything Candace is saying. Some of Charlie Kirk friends will speak out and they're siding with what Candace is saying. And Erika's now seeing, oh my goodness, this person said that. This person told Candace that. And that's something Candace had already said. That's happening too. Somebody's birthday today. Happy birthday to somebody. Yeah. So Erika slipped up and did not know Charlie Kirk's team had said XYZ. So sometimes things that Candace is saying, Charlie Kirk's friends are siding with her, not knowing that that's what Candace has said. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. So when Candace comes back from her break, her Christmas holiday, what will happen? What will transpire? Candace takes breaks around a good time. Have you ever noticed that? And then she'll regroup and come back. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. And if you're not paying attention, how do we not know a lot of this is a distraction from the Epstein stuff? How do we not know? There's pictures being seen. People are kind of talking about it. There's things that's being released. There's things in regards to the Epstein thing that's being just, redacted, and things are being blacked out. How do we not know this is a distraction from the Epstein stuff? There's a lot going on, and people are viewing and interview, and people listen to what they want to listen to, but there's a lot of Epstein stuff going on. Oh, this is the other thing that people talk about. Some of the interviews that Candace has had with people and concerns in regards to their morals. Candace has interviewed people and their morals were in question. I'll be general. But yeah, y'all, there's a lot going on. Let me play this clip again.
I'm nervous that there could be, they'll say we can't find a fair jury. Like they're going to break the jury pool. And in that case,
That's how widespread you think these conspiracies have gone.
yes,
That's mainstream they become.
okay. Egyptian planes.
You want to have that Egyptian planes?
Okay. I was pregnant for 90% of those trips. Mind you, I've never, all those places they said I've traveled, I've never been. I mean, I've been, but I'm not within those states that they've.
But you even said you need to.
No, but this is, yeah, but I do on that one. Only because, from a humor standpoint, I intentionally, when I was pregnant, hid.
So she's trying to debunk Erika. She's trying to debunk what Candace said about the planes. She's trying to debunk that.
Not because I was embarrassed. Not because I didn't want anyone. Yes, we did keep it very private. But because it was a moment very sacred. I was growing a human inside of me. My baby. The world that Charlie and I live in is very toxic at times.
Yeah.
And when
So why is the world that y'all live in is very toxic? Wouldn't you want to get away from that? Did y'all hear what she said? And the world that they live in is very toxic. Why would you want to be in a toxic environment, conversations, debating people if it's toxic? Listen to that again.
very sacred. I was growing a human inside of me. My baby. The world that that Charlie and I live in is very toxic at times.
Yeah.
And when you are growing a beautiful child in you, I don't want to be around it. I want to enjoy eating my In-N-Out burger and my hot fudge sundae. That's what I want to do. I'm pregnant and I have 9 months to own it. You really think I'm going to be on an Egyptian plane while I'm wanting to be with my In-N-Out burger and my chocolate milkshake? No, I'm not. So if you want to go through my flight log, go right ahead. It's very boring. You say I was here on this date. I have a photo in my phone to prove that I actually was in the hospital because I was having contractions. So game on.
And you got to remember, Candace Owens' friend allegedly, good afternoon, hello everyone. Yes, please hit subscribe, y'all. Everyone subscribe and hit the, yeah, I'm gonna pin this if you don't mind, because I'm going in. If you don't mind, I'm gonna pin that. Everyone, please subscribe and hit that like button. There's about 514 in the building. I hope all 514 have subscribed. Please, please, please subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate that. There's a lot going on, and you guys got to watch the play. Erika does not want this meeting and this interview and this conversation to be taped or live streamed or none of that, because Candace is going to go in. She's going to say, I heard this. Tell me I'm lying. I saw this. Tell me I'm lying. I got this message. Tell me I'm lying. Why are your Turning Point employees being questioned? Tell me I'm lying. Why was there this audit? Are you going to move forward with the audit and what Charlie wanted? She probably couldn't handle Candace asking the hard question. We can see in regards to these interviews, it seemed as if Erika knew the questions, and if they had conversations before. Go look at the video in regards to Erika in that red jacket. She was turned a certain way, like she was reading cue cards. Erika was turned a certain way, like she was reading cue cards, so she could stay on task, so she would have the answer. This is the other thing. Remember when Turning Point guy, he spoke up saying, we want Candace to come here. Because remember, Candace has said, any place, anytime. She never should have said that. She should have said, we'll pick the place, we'll pick the time that's convenient for both our teams. She didn't say it, so that's why they picked a time. But they picked a time and they sent it out to the world at midnight. Candace didn't even know about it. So her team had to tell her that Turning Point is trying to invite her to the 15th. And don't they have a special event going on? So of course they want Candace there. Of course they want Candace there. They want her viewership. They want her there so that they could start trending. Candace has been trending for several months because of the situation. She wants to know, RP to Charlie Kirk, she wants to know what happened to her friend. People are tuning into Candace and not Turning Point. And they may be assisting and helping, and they may be having big debates going on or whatever. But people are tuning into Candace and not Turning Point. So we'll see what Candace says after this interview after this conversation with Erika, but we'll see what she says, how will she turn? Will she go on their side? Will she switch up her narrative? Will she switch up her conversation? If Candace changes and she starts talking different, acting different, they're trying to pay her to help with their media. Turning Point's trying to have Candace help. I'm wondering if she's going to switch up. People are saying they're trying to bait her in, bait and switch. I'm wondering. Candace needs to make sure, and I wouldn't go. If I was Candace, I wouldn't go. Your team has tried to shade me, embarrass me. Y'all tried to lie on me. Y'all tried to make it seem like that she's crazy. Remember? They tried to make it seem like she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So this is going to be interesting what Candace says after this one-on-one conversation. People are questioning Erika. You forgave the person that took your husband out, but you want people to stop investigating Turning Point. Huh. What? You forgave the person that took your husband out, but you telling Candace and people to stop investigating. Stop doing the deep dives. Stop doing the deep dives. Because Turning Point's finances are being questioned, the audit's being questioned, Turning Point's morals are being questioned. It's very interesting.
taint the jury pool. And in that case,
That's how widespread you think these conspiracies have gone.
yes,
That's how mainstream they become.
okay. Egyptian planes.
You want to have that one in planes?
Okay. I was pregnant for 90% of those trips. Mind you, I've never, all those places they said I'd travel, I've never been. I mean, I've been, but I'm not within those gates that they've.
But you even said you need to.
No, but this is, yeah, but I do on that one. Only because, from a humor standpoint.
And Candace has said, maybe I got a few things wrong. But Candace has said, I haven't gotten a lot of stuff wrong. And Candace will speak up if she gets something wrong. So right now, Erika's trying to debunk about the flight stuff. But why didn't she talk about the audit? Why didn't she talk about the finances? Why didn't she talk about the characters or people at Turning Point? Why didn't she talk about that? She wants to debunk small stuff. But why not talk about the characters and people at Turning Point and their morals?
Humor
And why didn't she talk about the ex-employees speaking up and speaking out?
standpoint. I intentionally, when I was pregnant, hid. Not because I was embarrassed. Not because I didn't want anyone. Yes, we did keep it very private. But because it was a moment very sacred. I was growing a human inside of me. My baby. The world that Charlie and I live in is very toxic at times.
Yeah.
And when you are growing a beautiful child in you, I don't want to be around it. I want to enjoy eating my In-N-Out burger and my hot fudge sundae. That's what I want to do. I'm pregnant and I have 9 months to own it. You really think I'm going to be on an Egyptian plane while I'm wanting to be with my In-N-Out burger and my chocolate milkshake? No, I'm not. So if you want to go through my flight log, go right ahead. It's very boring. You say I was here on this date. That Charlie and I live in is very toxic at times.
So why would you want to be in a situation environment that's very toxic for you and your husband? Why would you want to continue? Why isn't Erika shutting this down? This whole situation is toxic. I got to protect my kids. RIP to Charlie Kirk. My husband's now not here. Why y'all want to continue to debate these college students to try and have them believe what y'all believe? So you got to know, probably some of these donors are probably trying to have her get in front of all this, because right now, Candace Owens is getting millions of views and Turning Point's not getting those same views. People are listening to Candace. They're not listening to Turning Point.
But because it was a moment very sacred. I was growing a human inside of me. My baby. The world that Charlie and I live in is very toxic at times.
Yeah.
So is that healthy? Is that healthy for a marriage? You know what you guys are into is very toxic. Why continue? Because of the money? She got big mad.
Erika Kirk says she will be speaking privately with
She got big mad and thinking people are making millions in regards to their views.
podcast host Candace Owens later today about theories surrounding her husband's murder. Owens has publicly speculated that the man who authorities arrested in Charlie Kirk's assassination was not the actual culprit. It's something Erika addressed last week.
When you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode, going after.
Who's she talking about that's making that kind of money?
When you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode, going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no, my message to them is to stop.
Erika Kirk confirming the meeting on X, saying they agreed to have a private in-person discussion and that all other public discussions about the topic will be on hold until the two.
And some people feel that. They're stating that Erika is not who people really think she is. People are investigating what she was into before she married Charlie. They're investigating 10 or 15 years ago. They're investigating what her family is into. How is it that Charlie did not know who he was marrying? Isn't it questionable about Charlie not knowing Erika's past and the allegations? I can't confirm or deny if there was traffic light and traffic stop problems. I can't confirm or deny that. It's out there, though. It's out there, though. That's a concern. And then last week, Candace was talking about traffic light concerns. How did Charlie not know about Erika's past? That's interesting to me. How is it that he didn't look into? Now remember, alleged Charlie Kirk interviewed her. He didn't want her to work. He wanted to date her. Remember she said that. Charlie didn't want her taking the job. He wanted to date her. So was she planted there? And then you got to go look up. You got to go look up Candace and how Candace met her husband. And that whole situation was interesting. The honeypot baby. It's very interesting in looking at this situation in regards to Charlie Kirk meeting Erika, Candace meeting her husband. And remember, Candace said, go look up the interview in Candace talking about her meeting her husband, how she met her husband. And people were questioning how y'all fell in love so quick. Isn't that interesting about Erika, Charlie, Candace, and her husband? And baby, everybody's, woo, this is the other thing people are talking about. I'm cooking. This is the other thing to talk about. Remember the time when Candace and Kanye was hanging out? And they were wearing those shirts, ... lives matter. Remember how Candace was in Kanye West's ear and Kanye wasn't the same hanging out with Candace? Kanye West changed so much because the people he was hanging around for the last 5 years. Kanye West changed so much. And Kanye can be around whoever he wants, but Kanye changed so much in the last 5 years. He's trying to get back to the get back. But for the last 5 years, the Kanye West we knew is not the Kanye West now. And remember how they supported XYZ, but they don't support that same person? Go look at what Kanye and Candace was doing. Kanye don't really mention Candace anymore, but Candace loved mentioning Kanye at least once a month. That whole situation was cray-cray. Yeah, he went full on cray-cray. People were in his ear trying to help him understand their beliefs because they were debating with Kanye. Kanye West got on TMZ and was doing a whole breakdown, shakedown, and the guy in the back was like, Kanye, man, you got to be careful what you say about different cultures and different races. You got to be careful. What you say in your own private life with your friends at a table, that's one thing. But once you go on TMZ saying X, Y, and Z, have y'all noticed Kanye not saying much right now? Have y'all noticed Kanye not saying much right now? But what the insulting cultures, races, what he was doing was unacceptable. How Kanye was acting for the last 5 years was so unacceptable. Now he's not doing that same thing. Now he's not doing that same thing. Who are they calling that? Be careful in the comments, because if I see certain things, you can't insult me in my comments, and you can't insult other people. Kanye is so now than he was. Kanye is different. He is so different. There we go. Be kind in the comments. Be respectful. I'll time people out. You ain't gonna insult me. You ain't gonna insult other people in the comments. I'll time you out. I don't play that over here. The chat was going so fast. Some of those comments I couldn't even see. But Kanye is so different. If you look at some of Candace's friends, you don't have to be here. You don't have to tell us you don't want to be here. Goodbye. Hello. You don't have to be here. We're questioning what's happening. We're questioning what's being said. We're questioning the morals of these people.
Next. I'm nervous that there could be, they'll say we can't find a fair jury. Like they're going to taint the jury pool.
But people are questioning if he worked alone or if other people were involved. Some people are saying that the noise was closer. The noise wasn't far. Have y'all heard that? What transpired in regards to Charlie Kirk, R.I.P. Charlie Kirk? What transpired with Charlie Kirk? They're stating the noise was close. It wasn't far off. And how is it that it's going to come from that rooftop? And then people are saying the person that's walking, the clothes he has on. The person that's in a Dairy Queen, look at the clothes he has on. So whether clothes change, whether other people involved, remember other people standing up trying to state they did it? There was a distraction. So much went on that day. So much went on that day. What else is being questioned? Erika's hands, Charlie's hands. People are questioning Erika's hands, Charlie's hands. Why is Erika showing him as he passed? Why did she videotape him being alleged in the casket? That was, and people were like, what is she doing? Why are you showing that? We get that she was a grieving widow, but most people don't record themselves being near a casket saying goodbye. That's a private moment. And Candace was right when she says, sometimes you want people to be private, sometimes you want everything for people to see. Like the video. You want to send a super chat? If all 312 people could send $2, that'd be great. Please send in a super chat. Please subscribe. If all people want to send in a super chat, send in a super chat. That'll be great. Why couldn't we see the face? Correct. That is very true. And traveled the next day or so, or traveled 24 to 48 hours. What happened was very fast. This is the other thing I need people to go listen to. TMZ talked about the autopsy. Go look that up. TMZ talked about the autopsy. What was signed, what was released, and what the wife was expecting. Have y'all listened to that? I almost wanted to post the whole clip. But it's very interesting when the autopsy is being talked about. Have y'all heard that? I've listened to it. I heard it again yesterday and what Erika's request. Erika says she saw the autopsy, but many people are talking about the wound. Many people are talking about the wound, how the wound seemed like it was from behind and not forward. Have y'all noticed that too? That's the other thing that they need to talk about in court. Did y'all notice that Candace said the people that saw the guy on the roof, allegedly, they're not even talking to them? I did a short regarding the guy saying there's somebody on that roof. There's somebody on that roof. Alleged Candace is stating people are not reaching out to the people that saw that person that was sitting on the roof. And why not shout? There's somebody on the roof. Go get a police officer. Somebody on the roof. Very, very interesting. A lot of people did a clip regarding the person being on the roof. People were questioning the casket. People were questioning the hands. People were questioning, they seen pictures of Erika hand and Charlie Kirk hand. He's over 6 feet. They say he's a tall guy. Remember how the people were talking about after what happened, they were putting him in the car? Do y'all remember that? This is the other thing. They were talking about putting him in the car. Why wasn't there an ambulance on site? Why didn't the ambulance take him in? One of Charlie Kirk's alleged friends talked about the ambulance passing them. They didn't stop for the ambulance. That's what's being talked about. How do we not know that the ambulance should have been able to treat him? Why would you go past the ambulance? Why wasn't there ambulance? There are certain guidelines that have to be followed having a large event like that. Alleged. Why wasn't there No ambulance. If they did, this is Charlie Kirk's friend. Go look up the video. The guy said they passed the ambulance when it was going towards. And why wasn't the area taped off? Why would you not let a police or FBI take the take the video out of the camera? Why did Charlie Kirk's team take the video out of the camera? Or why didn't they stand near until the FBI or police took the video out of the camera? Why did the campus change the scene a week after what happened to Charlie? Why did they submit over? That's a scene. I gotta watch the words I say. Why were they allowed to change what happened outside? They should have never been able to submit that scene. Why were they able to pull concrete and submit over that? There's so many things that people are questioning, and it's not making no sense. A lot of times when people pass, there's an autopsy report. They talk about they should have been talking about the exit wound. They should have been talking about a lot. Many people were wondering, check this out. Many people were wondering how many people didn't get sprayed with stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got to watch what I say. I got to watch what I say. Why didn't people? That's interesting to me. Some of these guys that work in that field are questioning what happened that day. People are questioning the mic. People are questioning people being there. People are questioning people moving around, touching shirt, touching hat. People are questioning people to the right, and people are questioning people to the left. Go back and really look at both sides. The video to the right, the video to the left. If he's getting unwelcoming comments and concerns, why did they not have more police presence? Why didn't they? Why are they talking about drones? Yes, drones. We can't have drones. We don't have proper permission to do that. Why not lend the campus? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Why didn't the campus give proper protection? Go back and look at his security guard. Thank you for the super chat. You're my first super chat today. Do y'all remember when his security guard said they needed protection behind Charlie? What about protection all over? What about the drones? What about, and where's all the police presence? That's what's not making no sense. Very worried. They are trying to buy out signal and literally, I think the narrative will be changed. You think the narrative will be changed? I'm wondering if the narrative is going to be changed as well. More people are tuning in to Candace than Turning Point. Thank you for the gifted. Thank you. More people are tuning into Candace than Turning Point. I'm wondering if the donors are getting upset that she didn't get ahead of this sooner. Thank you for the gifted. Thank you. Thank you. I'm wondering if the donors are upset that Erika didn't get ahead of this prior to. But once Candace started talking about traffic lights last week, they said, you got to get off your behind and get in front of this. We'll see what happens after this meeting. We will see what's going to happen after this meeting. There's a lot going on, y'all. There's a lot being said. There's a lot of concerns. Turning Point employees and ex-employees have spoken out as well. Yes. And does Erika ever say that name? Does Erika ever speak out the J name and the man above? She speaks about the Lord. She speaks about God. But does she ever say the J name? I'm wondering. There's a lot going on with Turning Point, y'all. A lot. A lot. He had, R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. I don't agree with a lot of stuff he said. I don't agree with debating these college students to try and force them into what your beliefs are. And then they're getting all this donor money. And the audits are being questioned, the finance are being questioned, the employees are being questioned. Let me play this.
My husband challenged ideas. He had people come to the front of the line who did not agree with him. he would put the mic down and listen to what they had to say. And if people heckled them in the crowd, he would say, "You guys stop. This takes a lot to come up to the front of the line and to the mic and to talk." He would give them a chance.
What do you think the likelihood is that this?
There's about 327 in the building. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Let's continue.
Luigi Mangione thing simply isn't a legal trial. It's just a cultural trial.
I think there's an absolute likelihood of that happening. So you are not only fighting against the evidence in a courtroom, but you are fighting against what's happening outside.
We've reduced this holiday into its secular materialistic trappings, and it's still going on, the war on Christmas.
People want to see a nativity scene. People want to feel something. And
Next clip.
This book is very personal to me because
She's selling a book. Let's listen to what she had to say.
these are Charlie's last words. And I feel like they were almost directed to me. And he's basically saying, stop. The world does not revolve around you. You need a moment to breathe. You need a moment to recalibrate. If you are so filled with busyness and the noise, the Lord cannot use you. So please rest, be with the Lord, be with your family, and just know that there is so much more out there than the little busyness that you find to be drowning in it sometimes.
So she's selling a book. Next clip. Let me double check it though. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Are human. We have more threats on our team and our side than I have ever seen. I have kidnapping.
And that's not good. Nobody should be threatening them. Nobody should be saying the things that they're saying to her family. It should not be happening. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
We have more death threats on our team and our side than I have ever seen. I have kidnapping threats. I have, you name it, we have it. And my poor team is exhausted. And every time they bring this back up, what are we supposed to do? Relive that trauma all over again? They watched my husband get murdered. I have no idea how I would have reacted if I was there that day. And thank the good Lord that I did not have to see that happen. But my team, they are rocked to the core. So why every single day do they have to be dragged through the mud, analyzed, hyper-analyzed?
Okay, I see what they're doing. So
please hit subscribe. There's about 351 in the building. If all 351 subscribe, we will hit our goal for today. Also turn on the notification. We're trying to hit 50K by next month. Please subscribe. Let's continue. Let's hear what he has to say. Fair use reaction clip.
they put her out front, and she's like, my team. This is my team. Okay, so you need to stop attacking my team, because you know what? I'm the one who's here. We are establishing that I'm in charge. You are attacking all of these people. I'm the one that's running things.
Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you.
That's what the purpose of this is. And maybe this is a great PR strategy. I don't know. You know, like maybe a rudderless, headless TPUSA is getting thrashed. But like with her at the helm and her doing her, you know, her now training, like she's going to have to step into this role for TPUSA to thrive. And maybe they'll make it, dude. Honestly, they might make it.
Now let's listen to what she said again. Thank you for subbing. I appreciate you. Let's listen to what Erika said. They should not be getting unwelcoming comments and concerns. But do you think that she should go into protective custody? If she's, good afternoon. If she's getting unwelcoming comments and thoughts, do you think she should be under custody, protective custody? Let's continue.
Human. We have more death threats on our team and our side than I have ever seen. I have kidnapping threats. I have, you name it, we have it. And my poor team is exhausted. And every time they bring this back up, what are we supposed to do? Relive that trauma all over again? They watched my husband get murdered. I have no idea how I would have reacted if I was there that day. And thank the good Lord that I did not have to see that happen. But my team, they are rocked to the core. So why every single day do they have to be dragged through the mud, analyzed, hyper-analyzed?
Okay, I see what they're doing.
Because her team is being questioned. Her team is saying certain things, and they're almost some of the things, not everything. Her team, some of the things they're agreeing with Candace on. And then she's saying something else. And then Candace has to show a receipt.
So they put her out front, and she's like, my team. This is my team. Okay? So you need to stop attacking my team. Because you know what? I'm the one who's here. We are establishing that I'm in charge. You are attacking all of these people. I'm the one that's running things. I'm in charge. That's what the purpose of this is. And maybe this is a great PR strategy. I don't know. You know, like maybe a rudderless, headless TPUSA is getting thrashed. But like with her at the helm and her doing her, you know, her now training, like she's going to have to step into this role for TPUSA to thrive. And maybe they'll make it, dude. Honestly, they might make it.
Hold on. Let me see if there was one more. Hold on. Because people are just now coming in. We're going to talk about what Erika's been talking about.
Privately with podcast host Candace Owens later today about theories surrounding her husband's murder. Owens has publicly speculated that the man who authorities arrested in Charlie Kirk's assassination was not the actual culprit. It's something Erika addressed last week.
When you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode, going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no, my message to them is to stop.
Erika, Kirk confirming the meeting on X, saying they agreed to have a private in-person discussion and that all other public discussions about the topic will be on hold. And
how is she to say that all topics will be on hold? So it's almost like she don't want Candace. She didn't want Candace to do another interview today. She wanted Candace to sit with her first. She alleged, forgave the person that took her husband out, but she want people to stop digging into Turning Point.
Erika, Kirk confirming the meeting on X.
You care because you're here and you took a whole 3 to 5 seconds to type that message. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye. Let's continue.
Saying they agreed to have a private in-person discussion and that all other public discussions about the topic will be on hold until the two meet together. Erika.
So why would Erika try and tell Candace, stop talking, let's meet, and this will be a private conversation? Like I said before you guys got in here, Turning Point is not getting the views that Candace is getting. People are tuning in to what Candace has to say. People are tuning into what Candace has to say about the employees, about Turning Point people, about their finances, what happened that day. Could more people be involved? They could allegedly be getting the views that she's getting. Charlie Kirk was getting more views. Now they're not getting those views. So they wanted Candace to come over there to help them with the algorithm, help them with their views. That's why they wanted her over there. And to have the debate. They probably couldn't have handled Candace in no debate. They probably really thought about it. Last week, she was talking about traffic lights. They didn't want it. They put it out that they're supposed to meet today at a certain time, and they never approved that with Candace. Candace never should have said, pick the place, pick the time, I'll be there. She should have said, we'll pick the place, we'll pick the time, and she'll be there. She had to circle back because everybody was like, Candace, don't go over there. They were the last people to see him here. Why would you go over there? They didn't even protect him. If he was getting unwelcoming thoughts, comments, and concerns, why didn't his friends in high places protect him better? But then there's this big old service. There was this big old service. Why didn't y'all protect that man while he was here if he's getting unwelcoming thoughts and comments? And then remember, Candace had said that he was concerned the day before. Erika's saying that's not true. But even Charlie Kirk teammates said he was concerned the day before. Why is what Erika's saying not lining up with what her team is saying or the friends are saying? That's concerning. Y'all haven't had a sit down? Probably not. She's just letting things just go. And one of the guys with the glasses that was there, he's saying a lot of stuff. He was the one that talked about the police. He was the one that talked about the ambulance. He was the one that was talking about Charlie's thoughts and feelings the day before. That guy has let out a lot of information. And then another person saying stuff all over them, which was alleged not true. They, this guy, father spoke out and said XYZ. And then the guy sent a message to Candace. Candace then showed the video of him saying they took out Charlie. He didn't have stuff on him. So there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of false information. There's a lot of interesting narratives that's out there. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, y'all. There's a lot being talked about. So we will see what happens in regards to Candace and Erika. What will happen after Candace's break? Will she switch up? And she might have been joking, saying they should have hired me for the PR. She might have been joking. Turning Point is making a lot of money. They have a lot of donors. What's been questioning is their finances, the donorship, and where that money's going. Are they over there helping these campus students with community help, community service, or are they over there just debating them, trying to force them into the thoughts that they have to try and switch them into the thoughts that they have? So that's the big thing, y'all. I don't think I'll do, okay, I'll do a Hot Topics trending topics in regards to it's being alleged. Should I keep it here? Let me think. Sometimes y'all, a lot of y'all are probably new to the page. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before where you're watching from. And let me know in the comments. Have you guys continue to hit the like button? The like should match your views. If you guys are watching from a tablet or a phone, press 1. Hello, welcome, welcome. Are you watching from a tablet or a phone? Press 1. So many people are questioning the people off to Charlie's right, and many people are questioning people off to Charlie's left. Go look at the video, slow it down, and really, really look at it. Really look at the video, because people are questioning people around Charlie. People are questioning people to the right of Charlie and to the left of Charlie. Also, you guys got to remember, there was cameras in front of Charlie as well. There was a camera behind Charlie, and there was cameras in front of Charlie. People are questioning people around Charlie and his security. Why wasn't there more a police presence around Charlie? We saw the police, and then I did a short regarding that. We saw the police officer telling people to stop, where they were trying to put him in the vehicle. They put him in a vehicle and not an ambulance. Why wasn't there an ambulance around close by? That's the biggest question. And why were people able to go to that table, take hats? Why were people taking cameras? He stepped on the chair that Charlie was sitting on. Why would he think that he could take that camera and the things on that camera? Why would he think that he could take that and not let the FBI or the police take that? So much is going on. So much is going on. There's about 250 in the building. Please hit subscribe. So I'm going to let y'all listen to this one again.
Kirk says she will be speaking privately with podcast host Candace Owens later today about theories surrounding her husband's murder. Owens has publicly speculated that the man who authorities arrested in Charlie Kirk's assassination was not the actual culprit.
And maybe
it's something Erika.
And maybe Erika wants to see the receipts that Candace has. Maybe Erika wants to see the receipts that Candace has.
Addressed last week.
When you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode, going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no, my message to them is to stop.
Erika, Kirk confirming the meeting on X, saying they agreed to have a private in-person discussion and that all other public discussions about the topic will be on hold.
How's she going to tell Candace to put things on hold? You guys got to go listen too. Candace did interviews over the last few days. She did an interview with Jimmy. And they broke down a lot of stuff in regards to what Erika said. Candace didn't realize that Erika had said about the day before. Candace had already ended her live. She didn't realize that Erika had talked about the day before, but his team had also talked about the day before. So Candace did an interview with Jimmy. We'll see what happens in regards to today. They wanted Candace there to help with viewership. They wanted, because Candace is big, big, big. She's the biggest podcaster. She's getting the numbers. Turning Point is not. Turning Point is not getting the views that they were getting before. Oh, check this out. Sometimes the guy that's sitting there with the glasses has made unwelcoming comments to different cultures and race. That's not okay. That's why also Erika had to step up and step in, because that guy was found that he worked for Tucker Carlson on his team, and he was making comments and insulting races and cultures. That same man is sitting at that table where Charlie Kirk used to sit. That's the other reason why Erika had to get in front of the story, because he was making unwelcoming comments and thoughts and messages, and he was fired working for Tucker Carlson. Now he works for Charlie Kirk. Why didn't Charlie Kirk check out these people that's working around him? His employees? Why did he hire a guy to sit in his chair, take over his podcast, and he had unwelcoming thoughts and comments about different cultures and race? That's concerning. Erika had to get in front of that too. Go check out Candace Owens' lives when she was wearing the turtleneck in brown and she was wearing the turtleneck in white. Go really listen to the things that she said. Turning Point did not like what she was saying last week. They had to get in front of it. And when she started talking about traffic lights, the stop and go of traffic lights, and she was directing and concerned about what was happening, and then she was kind of talking about Erika's past, she didn't like that. Turning Point wants to try and change the narrative as soon as possible because their donors are probably upset. The donors are probably upset. Anybody else want to send a super chat? $2, $3, please do so. Please send any gifted, and also subscribe. Please also subscribe. We've had a lot of conversations, you guys. She forgave and cried and forgave the man that took her husband out. But then, in regards to Candace and other people that's doing deep dives in regards to Turning Point, she wants it to stop. Hello. How are you telling people to stop investigating your husband being taken out? That's crazy. And many people are calling Erika out for that. She wants people to stop investigating what happened to her husband, or stop doing a deep dive in regards to her and in regards to Turning Point. Allegedly, TikTok people are doing deep dives in regards to Erika. People are also calling out Erika's looks, her stares, in regards to her eyes. People are calling out her eyes. Okay, everyone. So, sometimes Candace will bring out receipts when she's called a liar. Candace will bring out certain receipts when she's called a liar. I don't know what happened to Charlie Kirk. I don't know if other people were involved in what happened to Charlie Kirk. RIP to Charlie Kirk. I didn't always agree. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. I pray the Holy Spirit is with you all today. I pray that the Holy Spirit is with you all today. I pray and inquire. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I appreciate the super sticker, super chat. I appreciate it. There's a lot going on, and people really need to pay attention to what's being said, what's being talked about. And Turning Point was very concerned about the things that Candace was saying last week. They didn't like it. They had to get in front of what Candace was saying last week, and they had to put a stop. And you figure it got big, big, big last week in regards to what Candace said about Turning Point last week. And she wants this meeting to be private because I don't think she can handle sitting down with Candace asking the hard question. Candace has stated that she felt with those interviews that they were orchestrated, and Erika knew the questions that were going to be asked so she could prepare. Also, it looked as if when Erika was wearing that red jacket, it looked like she was turned to the side so she could look at something to read, to stay focused. Remember, the guy that sat in Charlie Kirk's desk, he was also reading a script. So Candace don't really need a script. Turning Point do? Candace don't really need a script. She reads notes, yeah, and she has a team, yeah. But I don't think Turning Point can really handle what Candace is given. I don't think so. I really don't think so. A lot is going on. A lot is happening. Do not ignore. People are talking about Candace and her husband. They are. People talk about Erika in regards to her past. They are. There's a lot going on. People are also talking about Turning Point's employees. People are also talking about Turning Point ex employees. Turning Point ex employees signed an NDA. Some of them are speaking out. Thank you for the gifted. Some of the people are speaking out. Yes, thank you for the gifted. Yes, they are. There's a lot going on. We will see what happens. I might come back live tonight or I might do another live tomorrow. I don't have to be first. My page is a little different. I don't have to run to the internet. I gather information and I come to y'all. There's people that are talking about Candace and her husband. There's people that's talking about Erika and her past. And people are wondering. And YouTube is blowing up in regards to people are saying, Erika, how can you forgive the guy that took your husband out, but you're mad at people for constantly investigating what happened to your husband? Why would you tell people to stop? Why would you tell people to stop? Why would she not say, go ahead, keep doing deep dives, go ahead, keep investigating? That's very interesting. When that interviewer, Erika was smiling. When that interviewer mentioned Candace's name, she got big mad. She looked so mad when the interviewer asked her Candace. She went from a smile to very evil looking. She was mad. She did not want to smile when the person was talking about Candace. That was very interesting. Please subscribe. There's about 321 still in the building. There's about 321 in the building. We are trying to hit 50K by next month. Please subscribe and turn on your notification. People are questioning Erika. And they're basically saying, allege. Every time Erika does an interview, conversation, or talks, people are calling her out more than I think she can handle. Normally, people go with the grieving wife. But when your team and the team is being questioned and the finances are being questioned and the donors are being questioned, more people are calling out Erika than you would think. You would think that they would be like, she's mourning. And then remember when Erika said we're building? Why aren't you saying we're in mourning still? Why would you say we're building? What? People are questioning everything Erika says. They say it's interesting of how she speaks, how she talks, and how she is. People are like, what? And remember, go back and look at the short I did. After the stand-up time when Erika was standing at Charlie Kirk podium and in his space, then she did a sit-down and she was like, we have so much material. She was smiling. We have so much material of the things that he said and the videos. We have so much material. She was so happy about that material. What? So like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. There's about 400 people in the building. I'm glad we were able to cover a lot of things. Candace is going to have this meeting with Erika. I'm wondering what's going to happen, what's going to be said, and what Candace will tell us. I hope Candace don't switch and turn and stop talking about it. I'm wondering if they're going to try and bring her over onto their side. I'm wondering. Let's see what happens, y'all. Let's see what happens. Will Candace turn? Will she continue? Will what her and Erika talk about? Will it make Candace mad and she'll do deeper dives? We're gonna pay attention. What they talk about, will it tick Candace off even more? And she's going to do a deeper dives in regards to the employees, in regards to the finances, in regards to what Erika has said and done. We'll see. But I appreciate everyone here for being here. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing or comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. I will keep an eye on what happens today. If they have a big event, who sells t-shirts at a funeral? I'll pay attention to what happens today. If they go live, what the numbers are, what the event is, and then I'll follow up on what happened in regards to Erika and Candace. Many people are talking about Erika. Many people are talking about Candace and her husband. Go look it up. 9 months ago, 6 months ago and recent. A lot of stuff has been questioned about Candace and her husband. Go look it up. But I appreciate y'all for being here. Thanks for being here. Have a great, great day. I appreciate all you that have subscribed. I appreciate all you that hit the like. I appreciate all you guys for being kind and considerate. If you were kind and considerate, if you were rude, I don't like it. Be kind in people's comments. Who sells who sells t-shirts at a funeral? They made a lot of money over the last 3 months. They've made so much money over the last 3 months. And Candace podcast has grown and grown and grown talking about this situation. We're talking about the service. I don't know if they had a private funeral. Many people are wondering where he'd be laid to rest. Erika's basically saying she wants to have privacy for her children so the children can go visit their father and mourn the way they want to be able to mourn. And it's private for also Charlie Kirk's family. I didn't agree with a lot of stuff he said. He insulted a lot of things in regards to race and culture. If the pilot is black, I'm wondering if he's educated. Well, if he has the license, why are you wondering if he's black, if he's smart enough or educated enough to fly that plane? There's guidelines in regards to being a pilot. Charlie Kirk has said a lot of things that I've side-eye. I don't agree with what he said, but he did not deserve to pass away. That is somebody's husband. That is somebody's children. He has children. But why didn't the people that he was friends with, why didn't they protect Charlie Kirk more? Why didn't his team protect him more? If he was getting unwelcoming thoughts and comments, why didn't they have like a bulletproof shield around him at that college? That's just my question. There should have been more protective measures to protect him, more police presence, an ambulance there. There should have been more things to protect Charlie so he will still be here. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. I did not approve of what he said, but no man, no person deserves to pass away, period. Period. He's somebody's son. So, well wishes to his parents. Not a lot of people have heard a lot from his parents. Are you guys surprised that his parents haven't spoke up more? Are you guys surprised about that? As big as a presence that he had, I saw a picture of his parents. I just didn't post it. I saw a picture. But thanks for being here, everyone. Have a great day. Be blessed. Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and turn on your notifications. I'll be back either later on today or tomorrow morning around 10 or 11 around 10 or 11, or I'll be back live if something drops or something happens. Thanks for being here, everyone. Goodbye. Be blessed.